Hello, and welcome to No Such Thing as a Bad Movie podcast. I'm April Atmansky, and I'm here today with...
Justin DeClue, the ghost of Justin DeClue.
I was going to do that. And Colin's ghost.
And the bloody boy himself, Colin Cunningham.
Sweet.
Colin can't stop getting those nosebleeds.
It's because my parents would always go, that bloody boy's been up to it again.
Yeah, so in case you can't tell, the movie this week that we watched is called Devon's Ghost, The Curse of the Bloody Boy?
Yeah. I have the DVD Legend of the Bloody Boy.
Legend of the Bloody Boy.
Legend of the Bloody Boy.
Yeah, so like all those hints that we were dropping, everybody's going to clue in at this point and go, oh, right, it's Devon's Ghost.
Of course.
I've never heard... Only you could have picked this movie, Justin. And
well, I've made a new rule because we started a thing where we each trade off on who gets to pick the movie, and I want to champion the underdog, like the Devon's Ghost out there.
I commend you for that.
Well, you always said you wanted, back when we were doing like the 2-movie format, when, you know, the second movie of the night, you said you always wanted to make it more punishing than the first movie. So your choices are always going to just be like punishing.
Hey, this movie wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad.
It's no Black Devil Doll from Hell.
It's bad though. But.
Oh yeah, it's bad. But it's bad in some really funny ways.
Yeah.
So where did you discover this movie?
So I discovered it because it's co-directed by Koichi Sakamoto, who's an action choreographer who did films like a Mark Dacascos film called Drive. He made a film called Broken Pass, which also stars John Yun-Bush, which is really good. And so I remember seeing his name on this like shitty looking horror film, and I'm like, why did he do this? And it's because it was produced by the star of the film. Let me find her name here. Karen Ashley, who's a Power Ranger. And Johnny Yun-Bush, Bush? Is that how you say it? I keep saying
Bush.
There's only one O in that.
It's not Bosch?
Bosch.
Like Bosch?
Bosch.
I don't know.
And so they both worked on Power Rangers, and Koichi Sakamoto worked on Power Rangers as well. That's how they knew each other.
Right.
Yeah, so I thought that the director was the Power Rangers guy, and you're saying the action choreographer?
They both directed it. Yeah, I think that what ended up happening was maybe Johnny directed all the non-action scenes, and they just kind of put each other together.
Well, yeah, because he's in those action scenes. So it's probably hard to direct. But it's probably his first time directing, I'm guessing.
His first and last. I mean, do you recognize his name? Because he does a lot of anime voices. That's actually what he's most famous for now, even more than Power Rangers.
I'm going to have to look him up.
He's probably an Avatar.
Wait, well, that's not an anime, Colin. But he probably isn't. He probably is an Avatar. But I don't listen to anime dubs. But I remember you had said that a Power Rangers person was in this, and I recognized him right away. And I didn't realize that there were actually two Power Rangers people. I did not recognize the girl, Symphony. She looks different, but then as soon as she started like whipping out the karate moves, it was like, oh, she must have been in Power Rangers too. And I watched Power Rangers growing up a ton. Of course, I was the exact demographic. It came out when me and the kids in the schoolyard when we were like grade 2 would like play Power Rangers.
Go Power Rangers.
Yeah, like I was always the Pink Ranger.
Too.
And so these two, the guy and the girl, are from the second generation of Power Rangers, where they got ninja outfits. And there was a movie.
Oh, I thought Johnny was in the early era of Power Rangers.
I don't think so, because
I think he was.
Well, he was in the same.
The Blue Ranger?
He was on the same team. I think he was the yellow.
No, he was the Black Ranger.
Blue?
He was the Black Ranger. That's who he was. Yeah, no, black. Because
Yeah.
the blue one was the actor that was bullied on set because they kept saying that he was gay. That I remember.
The guy with the glasses?
Yes, they would torture him mercilessly, like while shooting.
Oh, really?
Awful.
Yeah.
I'm just looking in from the outside, guys. I've never seen a Power Rangers. I'm aware of them. I don't know.
Well, there was a movie that came out, and I saw that shit in theaters.
I know. I remember the movie
too.
came out because I was just starting to work in the industry at that time.
Yeah.
But I never watched the show. I mean, obviously I was aware of it, but
You were too old for it. It's for kids.
it's a baby show.
That being said, there is like a fandom for all things Power Rangers.
know,
that
it's
like
huge.
adults are still love it. You know.
Yeah,
Didn't
you
they do
need-
that? remember that kind of fake movie short film? It was like a kind of R-rated Power Rangers.
Yeah,
that they
Joseph
did.
Kahn shot it.
That's right.
Hey,
That's right.
there you go. That's a good choice. But yeah, so I recognized him right away, and he's got some good moves as well. Like, should we get into the plot?
Both of them, because well, let's go to the general plot. You know, this is a horror movie.
Okay, yeah, and it starts, the way all horror movies start, with a very confusing scene where a kid just watches his parents argue over a fence. Then we cut to the title.
Yeah, I had no idea. I had no idea what was going on.
It moved really fast in certain spots where it's like, wait, what was that?
So I should point out, this movie was produced by its star, Karen Ashley, because this was supposed to be like a vehicle for her. You know?
Well, she is the main character.
Kind of. Her
Yeah, it doesn't really work
the
out,
other
I
dude.
would say.
No,
She's
she kind of
not
gets
a very good actress.
Well, it seems like she kind of gets sidelined until the end, mostly until like the fight scenes start happening. But
Well, I wasn't sure if she was supposed to be the main character or the other girl, and then it kind of shifts and like what's his name, Johnny?
Yeah,
he
let's
was
just
the
call him
main
Johnny.
Yeah. He kind of becomes like the main character at the end, so it's like, okay, it's kind of his movie.
So we
Yeah,
start
so
this
it's-
movie with a new school opening, and a bunch of 30-year-old teenagers are all ready to go to class.
this is worse than 90210. It's
So
like these
I
guys
checked, they're all 30 years old. Like, that's how old they were when they were playing these teenagers.
Yeah, the one guy, the other guy character, he's really tall. He looks like he's like 6'5" or something. He's just
Yeah.
towering over everybody.
The older you
yeah,
get,
that's
April, the taller you get.
It's true.
Symphony's
you
girlfriend.
you just keep going,
Boyfriend.
right?
The main character's name is Symphony. What's the actress name? Justin?
Karen Ashley.
Karen Ashley. Karen Ashley. Two of the most plain names you can think of, and yet the names of the characters in this movie are crazy. You've got Genesis,
Symphony.
Genesis,
Yep.
and what's the guy's name? It's like Truth or something like that.
Fatigue.
I'll have to look it up.
No, I didn't write them down, but
So, my favorite character in this movie is definitely Genesis. She's the blonde-haired one, right?
Yeah, Freedom is the other guy's name, the freaky kid who wears eyeliner.
oh, okay. So wait, Genesis is the one. She's the one that like talks like a baby.
Yes.
Yeah, and she has like a southern accent or something like that, where she's like, I can't do it. We're gonna get out of here. And it's just so funny. And she kind of looks like a baby, too.
She kind of has a lisp a little bit, but she has a baby voice.
And she has a big baby bonnet and like a pacifier.
Yeah, and she's like, goo goo gaga, fee baby.
Well, there's one scene where she gets drunk and she's just inside the back of Johnny's car, I think. And she's
Yes.
just got this baby voice, and it looks like they had done ADR or like dubbed over her voice with that of a child.
I thought it was like someone else had to come in that day to do her voice, and they could only do like a hyper exaggerated version of it. But
So, this movie is a slasher film. We haven't said that up until now.
yeah, it's a slasher film.
It's not a ghost film, even though that you would think that looking at the cover.
Wait, and the
Nope,
the title.
It's a bunch of teenagers.
Yeah,
It's called Devin's Ghost.
there's no ghost.
But is it ever established
no
that he's a ghost?
They think he's a ghost at the beginning.
Yeah, but he's not. It's revealed later on, as we'll get to. Because what ends up happening is that this new high school is opened, and there's this guy going around dressed like a baseball player with a baseball bat with a saw blade in it that's killing teens left and right.
It's like half of a circular saw.
And so we follow our intrepid heroes, like I said, all very old people that are pretending to be teenagers, as they just bicker throughout the entire film.
Yeah,
much.
they don't seem like they really like each other that much. And they do like typical teen things. There's cheerleading, there's a football game, there's a house party.
There's some grab ass going on.
Lots of sex.
Yeah.
Other characters are having sex in like the school auditorium, in like a tree outside. Typical teen movie stuff.
On the stage of the auditorium, by the way, that's fully lit.
Yeah.
How else are you supposed to watch people having sex, Colin?
Exactly.
What kind of play is this?
And then, of course, several characters, the side characters you don't care about, are about to have sex, and then the bloody boy comes and murders them because he does not like fornicators.
Well, it kind of like at the opening of this school. So they have this scene, and like the principal, I think, and I don't know, some other guy at the school are like giving some speech out in the front lawn. The school had been closed down, I guess.
I think
Did
because
they build
of the
a new
murders.
school? I mean, because they built it across from a JPEG of the house where the bloody boy used to live.
I thought that's why the school had to be closed because the supposed murder happened across the street.
What was it, like 10 years ago or something?
Yeah.
Well, it's really confusing. So, like, I had to break it down and watch the movie like 3 times, those scenes, to explain what actually happened. Because, like, so there was a kid who died, and then his parents got off, but then they were murdered as well. But that kid didn't actually
a year
die.
later.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like we keep seeing flashes of all our main characters. They were kids when Devin was a little kid and supposedly died, and they tried to play with him. And they also saw him get beat up, or they think they
saw
see
him bloody. They saw him like walking around bloody. And we should point out that the legend of the bloody boy, everybody knows it. Like everybody's screaming like, "Long live the bloody boy!" This is all the town can talk about.
Yeah, because they kind of wanted to make this movie. It feels like it wants to be a I Know What You Did Last Summer, or one of those movies.
It's only like 6 years late.
Yeah, like way too late.
2005, and also this movie, it looks like it was shot in like 1999.
Yeah. We noticed at the end in the credits, like you're like, God, this looks like it was shot on video, like it's 4:3, and then at the end, but at some points it's like, wait, there's definitely film grain and scratches.
No, yeah, it was shot on film. But why would they shoot it 4:3? I guess the assumption was they knew it was just going to go direct to video, so why shoot it in widescreen?
But it looks like video.
It looks like video, and at the very end it said Beta SP to film conversion. I think it was shot on Beta SP.
Really?
I thought it was shot on digital SP. Is there what's the difference?
There's D-Beta.
Yeah.
Maybe they shot it because a lot of productions around this time, they'd still shoot things on film, but then they would transfer it and finish it on beta, and then retransfer it back to video, which is why you would get that kind of video look to it.
Yeah, this is something that a lot of people outside of the industry don't know, but beta really never went away. And I used to work at a film transfer house, and digital beta and beta SP were still widely used. Like any TV show that you saw or any news program.
As far as I know, it's still being used.
Yeah, is it still used, April? Do they still use like magnetic tape?
See, I used to work in a tape room as well, but it's been over 5 years since I worked there. So, well, yeah, they were still doing tape like 5 years ago.
It could be like HD cam though. The thing with beta,
it was HD cam.
Yeah, the thing is I don't think that's beta. So digital beta was like a 720 by 486 kind of NTSC resolution. So back pre HD, this was the format that all your shows were kind of not recorded on, but edited on and finished on.
Everybody listening right now is like on the edge of their seat. They're like,
oh yeah,
tell us more about beta.
Really interesting. The point is, this movie looks like crap. That's really all you need to know.
Pretty much, and it's shot like very awkwardly. It's a cheap movie, and supposedly I listened to some of the commentary track on the DVD, and there's a van in the film, and on the commentary they're like, we had to sell the van to finish the movie.
Oh no.
The movie has like that kind of like scrappy feeling, like we're just gonna make it up as we go. Not necessarily the script, but like the production
or the script.
We should point out some of the characters that we missed, like the news reporter who's going around.
I was going to ask if that was the van.
Yeah, that was the van they had to sell that has his face on the side of it. And this news reporter, I'm very confused because like at one point somebody goes, "How do you sleep at night?" And he's like, "I sleep very rich." Is he rich?
Doesn't even make sense.
Because like he lives in what looks like, the van that like picks up children. It looks like he lives in it.
Yeah, he's supposed to be this kind of asshole, like, I don't know, Morton Downey Jr. type character. I just dated myself very,
Yeah,
very badly.
me and April are like staring at you like, just nodding.
He's like this tabloid reporter, and he's outside, as the principal's doing the opening day speech. He's in the back, like doing his own report on. But it seems like he was the one that made the parents famous back in the day.
Yeah, I think that's what they said.
After they got off.
Yeah, it's a very like confusing relationship between all of the characters. Like, so the star of it, Karen Ashley, it's her dad was a lawyer that got the parents off, and then the parents and her father were murdered, which is why she has like bad feelings about the bloody boy because she saw him on the day her dad was murdered, I think.
Yeah,
Right.
and her dad was like missing, so like the body was never found. So I think she was still holding out hope that maybe he would turn up. And so like the movie starts, and she starts having visions of like the bloody
these
boy.
visions
Yeah,
are so good. Now, like, they must have spent thousands of dollars to pull off some of those CGI effects because they show them over and over and over again, just like a filter over someone's face going like, "You're a bastard, I hate you."
yeah, it's like that like bubble filter that you saw
exactly.
like in like. Again, like the 90s. It's very 90s.
It's like they had an
style.
old video toaster lying around set, and they're just like plugged in.
And so Karen keeps having these nightmares, and one of them, she wakes up in the middle of the class and like pushes over her boyfriend, and he will not shut up about it.
Yeah,
And he like flies across the room. She
Yeah.
barely touches him.
yeah,
And
she has monster strength at this point.
the later that she says sorry, 8 years of karate, which I appreciate that they actually set that up, unlike Johnny, who later in the movie is just like drop kicking and whipping all over the place and like no explanation. Like he's a bit of a Mary Sue, if you ask me.
April was so angry at that point. She was like, "What the hell? Like they never even set up that he took karate." And he's like doing.
You know what? That's actually
So
bullshit.
Johnny has to
because
have
they
a
set
line
up- they-
too where he's like, no, he does say he takes
Yeah.
karate at some point. Just like,
Does he?
Yeah,
I
he
missed
does.
it.
It's just like out of the corner of a scene. It doesn't really matter. He lets that drop.
Well, they
No, when
should
she-
have like been like, oh, we have class after school or something.
Karate
Like,
class.
sorry, that's what I meant.
No, it's when the lead says, 8 years of karate. I took 8 years of karate, and then ADR in the background, you just hear him going, "Me too."
Yeah, that would have been a good idea.
There's a lot of funny ADR in this movie. Like at one point you hear, "Hey, we should split up and go in two different directions."
Yeah, like we need to talk about the sound quality in this movie. This movie is really, really poorly mixed. Every scene, it's like the dialogue, and then a huge sound will happen. So all the music and effects are turned way up, and the dialogue is turned way down. So we were constantly going up and down with the volume, which is really annoying. And all the ADR sounds like it was recorded like in a tin can. The audio
it's so
quality
good.
is just very, very poor. It's like it sounds buzzy.
Or
you know
like
what
very
I mean?
tinny or something.
April,
yeah.
did we just dig up Devin's ghost to bury him again?
I did. I'm sorry.
There's like one shot of them all walking towards camera as the camera's like, walking down the hall with them. And one of the guys in the background kind of starts talking, "Hey, we should do this, whatever." His mouth is not even matched up at all. He stops talking at one point, and the ADR, like the dialogue, just keeps going, and his mouth is not moving.
So my favorite part of this movie is a conversation that happens after a barbecue is canceled.
I knew this was going to be your favorite part.
Is
You wanted it to be your favorite part?
Yeah,
No.
do you want to take it, Colin? I know that this is
No, I
more
was going
your
to say
thing.
earlier on, I was going to be able to predict. I'm like, Justin, I already know what your favorite scene is going to be.
So the dudes that make part of the friend group decide, what are we going to do if the barbecue's canceled? And they have this conversation while one of them is sitting on a toilet can in a stall with no door, and it looks like he's not wearing pants.
I think his pants are pulled down.
This is in the school, right?
I
but
don't know
it's like
where
this-
this is. Yeah.
It is the smallest bathroom. It's like smaller than the bathroom I have in my place. And
It's a brand new school. They couldn't get doors on the stalls.
there's like a urinal. There is a stall, but it looks like they have a divider between the poop toilet and the urinal.
well, you know
But
what I
just
think it
enough
was?
that you can like lean over and be like, yeah, what should we do?
His head is sticking out of the stall, and the entire conversation happens this way while he's taking a poop.
Was there only one sink? Because I think this is supposed
Yeah.
to be a one-person bathroom where you lock the door.
There's a stall, urinal, and sink.
Yeah, but there's three
so
guys in there.
They're all in
Yeah,
there.
it is very crowded.
That's like when girls go to the bathroom together in movies. It's
What?
like, like everyone, all
Yeah,
girls
it's
all
like a big social
go
affair.
at once, and
So
one of
do
them's
you
doing their makeup.
drop a load, April, and just leave the door open so you can talk with everybody else at school?
I don't think I could. I think that would be pretty inconsiderate.
So, and Justin, you have to do in your next movie, just do like a scene where like 5 people are all taking shits and all talking the
in
entire
stalls?
conversation. Yeah, everyone's heads are just sticking out of the
no,
stalls.
how about they're all in the stalls, but the doors are just open?
Yeah, and they're all,
But
but
they're
they're all having
sticking
a
their heads
conversation
out.
like
Yeah,
their
because
heads.
you need to make eye contact when you have a conversation, and you're taking shit to show that
they're
you're
across-
dedicated.
Across from each other. But yeah, so that's it. They're just talking about the party stuff. They're not talking about anything important, I don't think.
No,
I don't know,
they're
but it's
not.
a captivating scene.
I just
And then
would
the-
love
and then
to
the-
have been in the room when the director is like, we need to give this an extra pop. How can we make this feel special? We can't just have them standing around and talking. All right.
Nah.
We'll figure it out after I go to the bathroom. Wait a minute. I just
Hey.
got it.
No, but
Brilliant.
he's trying to figure it out as he's on the toilet, and he's like talking around the stall to like the AD or something.
Well, I hope that the guy that ended up doing it volunteered and he didn't just like pull the short straw or something like that.
But then we get another person coming into the toilet. So there's like the fourth guy.
They're just coming in.
Was it Freedom or whatever his name
I think
is?
it was. Yeah, that's the guy with the eyeliner.
He's like the goth guy.
Freedom's
and
the
he
guy
comes
who's
in.
like, he loves the bloody boy. What is it like? He's like, come on down to Scary Lane for the bloody boy rally. I'm like, what does that mean?
yeah, he's obsessed.
But he's standing in the doorway. He's got the door to the bathroom wide open. So
And then the girl's door is, I think, on the other side of the hall.
so the bathroom is open to the hallway. Everyone's shitting and peeing and
well, just that one guy.
well,
but
you know.
You're making it sound
Everybody
like
can see.
Sallow 120 Days of Sodom. Everyone's just like, that's not
it's really
the case.
just one guy.
It's just one guy, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't recall seeing like pants around his ankles. Like maybe
No,
he took his
it looks
pants
like
off.
he like completely unpantsed
yeah.
sat on the toilet.
Well, you hang them. You hang your pants on the hook.
Wait,
next
isn't that
to
how
the
everybody
toilet.
goes to the bathroom? You remove your underwear and
Whoa.
pants, put them over the stall wall, and then you just go at it.
That's what the hook is for.
So another bad thing about this movie, and I mean by bad I mean amusing, is the lighting is real messed up. So there's lots of day for night stuff that is intercut with real night stuff, which is always bad. At least make it consistent. And then later they
You're so
cut
critical,
to like
April. Is it because they can't fight back because they're a little movie?
yeah they cut to a sunset. And then they cut to just pure daylight in the middle of the day.
I love it, man.
That
That's the best kind of
doesn't matter.
stuff.
Yeah.
Well, exactly. No, I'm going to say like the reason this movie is good is because it's incompetent, and we all know that those are things that make a bad movie enjoyable. You know.
What was your favorite part, April? I want to get you on a positive note.
My thing would definitely be the music. There was a lot of music in this movie.
Are you talking about like the easy rock that plays throughout, where it's like,
Yes.
Yeah.
hey, there's a bloody boy.
Not well. They should have been those.
I know,
should
there's
have
no
been
bloody
lyrics.
boy. I think it feels like all of these songs are written just for the movie, or they're like friends of the producer and director.
Well, they are. We looked up the credits, and like there's like probably like 10 songs, and they're all done by like 3 bands.
Oh,
and
there's
I
like
think
20
Johnny,
songs.
Oh yeah, that
Bosch
Johnny guy
is like
yeah.
in one of them.
No, I think he
he
wrote
he wrote
the lyrics to
one.
like 3 or 4 of them or something like that.
But the great thing about this music is they all have lyrics, and they all sound. It was like I went back in time and I was listening to the radio in 2000.
Oh yeah, it's like
Because
wall
it's
to
every
wall too.
it's like every style that was like popular back then. So they've got like fake Blink 182, fake Garbage. The party scene, it sounds like Jay-Z, so it's like
Oh,
fake
can we
Jay-Z.
talk about the
and then-
party scene? It's like the best
yes.
lame party that starts with the guy going, "You all ready for this?" And then like 5 people are like, "Yay!"
Is that when the guy pulls out the punch bowl?
No, that's halfway through the party.
I think he does say, "Y'all ready for this?"
Yeah, y'all ready for this?
Yeah, but that was like after the party had already, been going on for a while.
Okay.
All of a sudden he turns to the crowd and's like, "How about this?" Yeah, and then he like pours a bottle of vodka into the punch.
Yeah, and it looks like a big swamp water sludge.
What were they doing up to that point?
But then Symphony and her boyfriend go upstairs to make out, and they play like a Boys to Men, like 98 Degrees type song. And it sounds so much like these real songs, but they're not. They're bands that were either probably free or much cheaper. And then later, like
you
during
can't get much cheaper than
during
free.
like the action scenes, you got
Do they pay the filmmakers to put the music in their movie?
Free or much.
Yeah.
That would be
Then
cheaper than free.
They've got like new metal going on.
Yeah.
Like dun later during like the car scene.
This scene where they go to the bedroom, speaking of our previous comment about the lighting and the day for night, they're by a window, and this window is like changing lighting constantly. Like some shots it's completely night, some shots it's kind of, I don't know, like a dusk, and other times it's full on day. Like they don't care. And it's just sort of intercut with one another.
But watch out, the bloody boy is on a rampage because he runs into the funniest couple ever, who are the guy's like, "You're so fine." It's like, "You're driving me wild.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get on
Wasn't
my
he
knees
like,
for you. Tap that, tap, tap, tap."
Yeah,
And those
he's
are his
like,
final
"I'm gonna
words
tap
before
that."
his throat is slit.
Yeah,
I feel like the couple on the stage at the school, the guy was doing the same thing.
he was like,
"Oh,
everyone's
yeah."
gonna see me come and get it or something like that, and then he also gets
It
stabbed.
honestly feels like 50-year-old people trying to like write dialogue for teenagers. This is how they
for
talk,
sure.
right?
Totally.
At times, absolutely.
The lesson is don't be a braggart when you're about to get down with a
to
lady.
nobody.
Nothing
Just to the world.
angers the bloody boy more than someone who's like, "Tap that ass," and is not respectful to the partner that he's making love
Oh
to.
yeah, it's disrespect. You don't do that.
I
or
mean,
the bloody boy
Colin,
will
you were
come and
making
beat
love
you
in the
with it.
90s. That's how everybody used to talk, right? You'd be like, "Tap me."
Oh, yeah.
Tap me like you tap Neo when he goes into the Matrix.
Yeah, gotta tap that.
Everyone was still talking about the Matrix at this point.
They still were, even though it was like the early 90s.
Well, this is like again 2005, but like I swear it had to be filmed earlier than that.
Yeah, it certainly looks it.
So 43 minutes in, we get to a fight scene that comes out of nowhere.
Well, this is my favorite thing. So the fighting
Symphony kicking
is
ass.
really good.
Oh, it's really... I mean,
There's
Koichi
kind of like-
Sakamoto is like one of the best action choreographers, so...
I mean, like, I think there was a fight scene earlier, wasn't there? Like
No, it's the first one is 43 minutes in.
Oh, wow. And
Which is really,
guess I was like kind of falling asleep, kind of half paying attention at this point, and then
It's a
when this
really
fight scene
odd
happened,
structural decision not to have like maybe some fighting at the beginning of the movie just to like,
Right.
get people ready for it. Nah, 43 minutes in, a fight breaks out.
Yeah, and it's so random and out of nowhere, and I kind of
Mm-hmm.
like pepped up a bit. Like I was kind of just on my iPad. Like,
Yeah, I hate it when you do that. It's disrespectful to Devin's ghost.
Yeah, it's disrespectful. And on the
Sorry.
sound again, that sound is terrible.
There's a lot of cartoony sound effects.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
in this movie.
whooshes and like crashes and stuff like that. And then two
the
of our heroes
choreography
get
is
chased into the
fantastic.
school, Genesis and I guess
I think
it's
his name
Karen-
is just like Craig or
It's
something.
just Craig, yeah.
He just
And
gets,
what's
like, a
really funny
lame
about
name.
this is Genesis is like demented throughout this movie. She like slaps she slaps Karen at one point. She's like, "You're crazy," and slaps her in the face.
Yeah. And then this scene, like, is this after the fight scene?
Yeah, it's after the
scene
fight
is-
scene.
Yeah, so like Genesis is like, this is just what would happen in a horror movie. Some real meta commentary.
Oh my
happening.
god. Oh yeah, so they chase him back to the school. I kind of caught that part.
Yeah.
I was in the bathroom.
And then he
Yeah, and you're like, you
gets-
stick your head out and you're like, "April, what's going on?
April was
Are my pants dry yet?"
what's happening in the movie?
where did my pants go?
But yeah, so like it's a very like typical slasher scene. that
Well, at one
happens
point
that-
they're behind the door and the bloody boy is like banging on it, and then he stops banging, and they instantly are like, "Oh, whew, we're good. Nothing's gonna happen." And then they're like, "No!"
yeah,
Like he just went home.
Yeah, he's like, I'm tired.
This movie also has really bad gore effects.
It has almost no gore effects.
Exactly. It's all just fake blood, and fake blood.
What did you want? Real blood?
Well, fake blood will always come out of their mouth no matter where they were hit.
Like you could break their leg and then they'd spit out like.
You're absolutely right. It's just what you can do, you know?
I approve of that. I approve that every horror movie, when someone gets tapped or touched, they should spit fake blood. I mean, I think somebody gets their arm cut off at one point, but it's just like one of those like plastic arms that the bloody boy holds up and tosses off screen. Yeah,
there's one, I think it's like the couple, I don't know where they are.
In the car?
There's one where the girl is pretty far away and she's got her back turned to the guy, and then he gets, it might be on the auditorium stage, and then he gets whacked by the bloody boy and her back gets just sprayed with blood. And there's like, there's a 20-foot gap between the two.
Oh, that's a tap that guy. She gets sprayed. And you can see, like, maybe the joke was supposed to be like, did he just shoot his load on her face?
Oh, no.
From 20 feet away?
Yeah, so this movie has a sense of humor.
Again, don't be a braggart when you're about to tap that.
No, I say that, but I don't think that this movie was tongue-in-cheek like at all. I think it was supposed to be a serious teen horror movie.
Yeah, it's played pretty serious.
That transitions into a martial arts film at the end.
Random secret martial arts film.
Yeah.
So the bloody boy doesn't kill the people that he's chasing into the school, and then they like kind of hunt down what's going on, and it's really confusing. And I'm not even going to try to explain. It involves like a grandma that raised the bloody boy and dressed him in only baseball outfits, I guess.
It's very convoluted, and it's honestly not even worth going into.
Yeah, it's not interesting.
It's like
the point is, there's
the
a bloody boy
grandma
walking
wanted
around.
to keep her status in the society.
No, I don't even know. But we keep calling him the bloody boy. His name is Devin.
I'm sorry.
And he's not a boy; he's a man.
And he's not a ghost.
Exactly. And he's really not that bloody anymore.
Wait, what if Devin was someone who had a ghost? And he was like his friend, and that's the bloody boy. See, the title makes complete sense now.
Oh God!
Devin was actually friends with
a ghost.
A ghost. Jasper.
But
Devin
the ghost
Sawa.
is always. It's implied that he's always there in the movie, but you just never see him.
Yeah. Is it during his fight scene with Symphony that he like recognizes her, and then he's like, "Oh, you asked me to play with you," because the only thing he can say is, "I want to play."
Yeah,
right?
I think he says "let's play," doesn't he? Or is it just like "I want to play"?
Yeah, he wants to play video games and have people watch on the internet.
Yeah, they would like stick death theater and stuff like that.
It's a let's play.
Oh, it's like a Twitch channel.
Yeah.
No, not a Twitch channel. This would just be Flash animations at Newgrounds, and you'd be like, "Oh man, these are really gross ones." No, I hope my mom doesn't come in while I'm watching it.
A lot of jib jabs and Star Runner.
Jib jabs.
How did we get to the really cool fight scene, which is with Johnny and Devin? It ends up being like in a warehouse, because of course, right?
Yeah, this
so
is
they
like from another movie.
Figure out what's going on, and then on the way back, they just run into two people that were attacked and killed. The principal
I think it was
and
the principal and
boyfriend?
her husband.
Boyfriend, husband. And he actually gets decapitated, but it kind of happens off screen. Like, I guess they didn't have a head or whatever. A dummy
plastic head.
Yeah.
And then Devin chases after them, and that's when they're like, let's split up.
They're like, it would be dumb to stay together. We have to split up, of course. And then his fight scene, isn't there like a pool table at what? Like,
yeah, he's doing like
you guys
Jackie
forgot
Chan
that
stuff.
he gets captured by the police officers that are just around, I guess, and he beats those guys up.
Yeah, well, he had to.
Yeah, that's right.
The ones with the horrible outfits that don't match.
The cop outfits are so funny. It's like none of them match at all. Like they're wearing different shirts. They're wearing
one guy's wearing gray
both
sneakers,
different pants, and one guy's
They're
wearing
casual cops,
gray running
Colin.
shoes.
The whole county is running out of money right now, so they have to make do with what they have.
And they're just like, man, just wear your own, as long as it's close enough. That's like, when I went to high school, it was a Catholic boys' school, and it was like uniforms. You could kind of get away with pushing the rules a little bit, like.
You mean like you could wear black jeans? And
no, you can wear jeans, but it was like.
Oh, how dare
pants.
you! You would be, what is it? Discommunicated.
Like white dress shirt.
unjacked.
You had to
the
have the
Matrix.
official, tie, the official crest on your blazer. So people would kind of push it, and they would have like, a double-breasted blazer with like the patch just put on with a paper clip, like over the pocket and stuff like that. And you'd see some really kind of like inventive ideas of kind of skirting the system.
And they didn't get in trouble?
They got in trouble.
Well, I'm sure if you were a police officer in a fake police uniform, you probably wouldn't get on the force. But who knows?
I don't know.
Well, you don't know.
Now is probably not a good
who
time
knows
to...
what goes?
Yeah.
They'd probably welcome you with open arms.
Yeah.
Hey, can you swing a
bloody
baton?
arms. So yeah, our two heroes run into, I guess, like the youth center where there's a pool hall.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's all kinds of crazy flips and lots of kicks.
This is great.
Johnny does the thing where he falls back and then he flips himself up multiple times. But he gets a horrible wound to the stomach.
Yeah, Johnny dies. Rest in peace, Johnny.
He doesn't die.
Oh, you're right. He does.
No, yeah, he makes it right to the end.
Is that Karen gets chased by Devin, aka Mr. Bloody Man, out into the forest, and she like convinces him that she's okay. He's like, I just want to play. She's like, it's okay, it's okay. And then Johnny just like smacks him over the head and just starts.
Yeah, he just shows
him.
up. He shows up out of nowhere with this horrible wound that he keeps going like but he's still kicking ass.
It looks like his stomach is like cut open to the point where his intestines would be falling out.
Yeah.
And he just starts stabbing him with like this makeshift like spear.
It was just like a piece of wood, a twig that was next to him.
But he's stabbing him like over and over, like.
And then he drop kicks him down a hill, right?
Yeah. But they
what
make it
happens.
like. They make it out like he's being kicked over a cliff, but
But he just kind of rolls down a hill.
He's sort of rolling down a hill with leaves and stuff on
Softly
it.
rolling down a hill, and then he's at the bottom of the hill, and then the cops go and get him, and then our heroes look down, and then the cops are like, "There's no one down here," and they're like, and the movie ends.
No, you hear on the police radio, he's like, "There's nobody down here. Oh my God, stay away, get back." And then you hear like shots fired, and then it's like, oh
And then
no.
the funniest end credits ever, it just like fades up Devin's ghost, and
Yeah.
some like soft rock starts playing. It's like Devin's ghost.
And it was like Kid Rock.
No, I think it was like a female singer, but it was like a rock style.
Lee Aaron,
I don't. Who's Lee Aaron?
some metal queen back in the day.
No, it was a little more like. I don't know, like Stone Temple Pilots or something like that. It was a more alternative song. It was
It
a
all
kind of a
sounds like
gentler
90s
song.
rock to me. I couldn't tell any
Yeah.
of them apart.
They just each were in their own subgenres.
But at the end of the credits, it says, "Bloody Boy will return.
Yep.
Devin's Ghost 2.
I think it said Devin's Ghost 2 coming
soon." Did that
Yep.
ever happen, Justin?
No, it never did. This was actually the only production that Gag Order, as far as I can tell, was able to produce. That it did not fill their pockets with money to make a bunch of other starring vehicles, which is very sad. I would have loved to see what they could have done with the Devin's Ghost Legend of the Bloody Boy universe.
Well, maybe they go to just like
They go to college.
They
Yeah,
go to
it's like-
college. I still know what you did last summer. She goes to
Oh,
college.
I thought it was going to be
comes
like,
back.
Bloody Boy goes to college. And he's like, toga, toga.
What if your roommate was a bloody boy?
But then the college has to be like across the street from the house as well,
yeah.
from the JPEG house.
From that JPEG of a house.
So the house is just surrounded.
House?
The house is just surrounded
ran
by
out of money.
schools that they all go to.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they get a job. It's like an office job. And it's like, oh no, my boss is the bloody boy.
And then it's just like office space.
Yeah.
He's got
yeah.
a bat and he intimidates people with it. to
And
get
then in the
their
fourth
reports
one, they
done.
shake it up, and he is a ghost, but nobody likes that one. And then the fifth one, back
like-
to basics.
Oh, it's straight from the
chapter.
formula.
Yeah.
It's too different from the first one.
But every time the bloody boy, when he comes back, because he's always like, I want to play. He has like a different sport. So like when he comes back,
Yeah.
he's like really into polo. So he's like riding a horse.
He should be like in a basketball uniform, and he just sticks like a shuriken into a basketball and throws it at people.
Oh yeah. No, I like the polo thing. He could ride around on a horse, and he has like
on a
polo
horse,
mallet with like the circular
What other
saw.
sports are there? Cricket? And people are like, I don't know how to play cricket. We're North American. The bloody
There's
boys are
only,
trying to
like,
explain
three.
it to them.
Badminton, tennis. He could have a tennis racket with spikes on it.
What about
I like how
high
badminton was the first one you went to.
Does anybody know high ally?
I don't know what high ally is.
Whatever.
Yeah,
It's in the
squash.
opening of the Miami Vice opening credits. There's like a
Wait, high ally? What's
playing.
that?
high ally. It's like you've got this sort of like scoop, and you pick up the ball and you whip it, and it's like deadly. Like the ball travels like 100, 200 miles an hour. You catch the ball in these scoops, and it's like this little dense little thing.
I mean,
hit. Come on.
Never heard of this.
it sounds like we need to start our own Bloody Boy franchise. Do you think we should get the rights, or we should just kind of like do our own thing and it's in the same universe?
No, we'll get the rights. We'll get Kevin Feige from Marvel on board. He knows how to run a universe.
Yeah.
We'll introduce like all the
write fan
characters,
fiction.
and then you build
Kevin
up to the
Feige,
Avengers.
why get him? Get Zack Snyder. He's the one who, DC respects filmmakers.
Oh God.
Yeah. Zack Snyder could do his version of this movie.
Yeah, he's perfect at doing murderous rampage movies. He did that Superman one.
The Bloody Boy
Speaking of going back to the Bloody Boyverse, going back to the credits, I wanted to mention the opening credits are in Arial font, and they really.
What's wrong with that? I love Arial font.
It was plain white, just like in the middle of the screen. Not even in the middle.
It's not Courier or Comic Sans.
In 2005, that cost them $5,000 to put together.
Well, this movie reminded me a lot of another movie, which we should probably do at some point, called Ryan's Babe, which is way better than this. But it's like, it has the same look to it, like the 4:3 and just kind of like the video-ish kind of look. I mean, Ryan's Babe was like, it was shot at like 30 frames a second. Like, it doesn't look like a
I think so, yeah.
movie.
Do you think
it
it was
also
gonna
has
be-
bad ADR.
It was going to be Devin's Babe.
Devon's Babe.
And then like,
Legend of the
man.
Bloody Babe.
They're also from like the same time period. Like the Ryan's Babe is 2000.
Right.
This is it's 2005 apparently. But hey, maybe we'll get to that movie someday, because that's like one of my favorite bad movies ever.
yeah, it's baffling.
And it's
that
so
movie. It's so
Canadian.
good.
So where can people buy Devin's Ghost? It's not streaming anywhere, right?
I don't think it is. I actually have the DVD, and it's one of those DVDs that, like, because it was released by a fly-by-night distributor, it's like $100 if you go on Amazon to try
Oh
to
my
buy
God.
it.
Well, how'd you
Yeah.
find it?
Worth every penny.
I actually grabbed a copy off eBay for like $10 a couple months ago.
Okay, so maybe check out eBay. This
Feels
movie
like
has
one
to
that
be...
should be on like YouTube in its entirety.
I didn't even
doesn't
look,
like it
but
is.
Somebody look it up right now and see if it's available anywhere. 'Cause
No,
we didn't
it's
do our
not.
research.
Yeah,
I didn't think so. So
unfortunately.
if you can find a copy floating around somewhere, anywhere, I absolutely recommend checking it out. Maybe there is like a $10 version on eBay somewhere.
Yeah, hunt it out, because it's a great party movie, because it's, terribly performed. The technical qualities are really wacky, but it also has like amazing fight scenes in it in the latter half for some reason.
yeah, it's very weird. I almost wish that it was just like a martial arts movie, like the entire thing.
But yeah, this movie is kind of slow in the kind of the first half, and then it really kind of picks up in the second half. But there's lots of like goofiness in the whole thing, I think, to laugh at. I thought
Laugh
it was,
with April. Laugh with.
Yeah.
laugh with.
We don't laugh at movies
And
here.
if you're a Power Rangers fan like I am, it's kind of neat seeing a couple of your favorite Power Rangers.
Yeah,
You
because-
say that this movie feels cheap. The director, Koichi Sakamoto, and Johnny, they made a movie before this shot on mini DV. called I think it's called Wicked Games, and it's like a full-on martial arts film. It's Johnny, and April will know this, Skull from the Power Rangers of the Bulk and Skull duo.
Oh, so wait, Bulk was the big guy, right? So
yeah,
Skull
Bulk was the big guy. Skull was the little guy. I'll share with April a clip from that movie, and it's like really cheap, but the martial arts are like Jackie Chan level, just crazy stunts and action.
That's really weird. It feels like such a waste, like seeing really good fight scenes go to waste on like DV or Beta SP or something like that. It's like, no, it must be preserved on film.
Well, it's kind of like you look at something like Miami Connection. It's like the one thing that him and his team could do was martial arts.
Yeah, but they had film as well.
And then you try and make a movie around it by a guy who doesn't know how to make a movie. You end up with gold, but at least like the fight scenes were good.
Yeah, but I kind of think back to like the 80s and stuff like that, before like digital video or any kind of like video recording. Even like just the worst movies you can imagine were all shot on film pretty much. And,
you couldn't make a film if it's not shot on film.
Yeah, it had to be like 16 or 35 mil, so they kind of felt more like films. It adds like a sort of level of legitimacy to it. Like,
but there was no alternative, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's something that makes me wonder that like kids growing up today, will they have that same association that a real movie is shot on film? Because that particular aesthetic, they won't have grown up with it. So like digital won't feel that weird to them.
To them, movies are just shot on TikTok.
Or Quibi.
QB?
Is it QB?
I don't know why. I don't know why I call it
QB.
I think I'm calling it QB because of Tubi.
Yeah,
which is a different video.
I don't understand what the whole thing is.
Queeby. It's a terrible
We're all
name.
really old men and women. So let's go watch our Twitch stream of people explaining what Quibi is.
Well, speaking of film and stuff like that, what about Tenet, this new David or Christopher Nolan movie?
What?
It's supposed to come out like next month.
Yeah, maybe it will.
Yeah, I will not be seeing that in theaters.
That is not going to happen, I don't think.
Probably not. No. Maybe I'll go and I'll just wear my mask for the whole. How long is it? 3 hours?
Probably.
Yeah, but you're still going to breathe in that air if you're sitting in a theater with a whole bunch of other people. Did you guys see that like Las Vegas just reopened?
Yeah. But the thing is, I tend to not see movies if it's like packed. Like I don't go on opening night. Like I would go like in the afternoon for a matinee or something like that, or I would wait until it's out for a while. Like I never like to go when like it's that packed. Unless it's like Cats or something. But
it
can't possibly,
only takes one sick person to get you infected in a movie theater.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like obviously he's like a proponent of film and stuff like that. So it's never going to be a direct to video or anything like that. So it's going to be coming out in a theater some point.
If it's not,
I just wonder,
he'll just postpone it.
Yeah, it just said sort of coming to theaters. Like the last trailer, they took out the year entirely. So
Nolan strikes me as a stickler, like it's a theater or nothing.
Oh, I'm sure.
And the reason we're talking about this is because, like we said, we're brought to you by Quibi. Why go to the movie theater when you can enjoy new films and TV shows on your phone in annoying 7-minute chunks?
And shot vertically for some reason.
Yes.
The way it was meant to be shot.
So that's it for this week.
Yep.
I'm April Atmansky. No, if you want to email, that's it. No wrap up. If you want to email the podcast, we're no such thing as a bad movie at gmail.com. We're on Twitter at no such thing pod, and we're on Patreon at patreon.com/no such thing as a bad movie. And if you donate at the $5 level, $5 a month, you get a bonus episode every 2 weeks. And we just recorded one on the Matrix sequels, getting that hot content in there,
Yeah,
Strike
people
while
have been
the iron's
asking
hot.
us, like, what do you think of the Matrix films?
I'm only, 20 years late on this?
Yeah,
The Matrix sequels. And I recently did a guest spot on another podcast called Of Gods and Monsters, where they talk about older horror movies. Check that out. It's on iTunes. I talked about The Mask of the Red Death, and that was a really fun podcast to do. So check it out if you feel like it. And I'm also on Twitter and Instagram at April Atmansky.
You can follow me on Twitter at DeclouJ, DECLOUX letter J, on Letterboxd, Justin Declue, or listen to me every week on the Important Cinema Club podcast or the Bay Street Video podcast, where I talk with a product manager of a video store all the new stuff that's coming out on Blu-ray and DVD every week.
Sweet. You can follow me on Twitter. It's Sergeant Zima, SGTZIMA. Same on Letterboxd, and I believe same on Instagram. I don't know.
He's easy to find, people. You can find any of us. Enjoy the sunshine, but do your best to stay indoors and stay safe. And watch out for those Devin's ghost, because his ghost is out there somewhere.
Yeah, he's out there.
Yet to be proven.
He hasn't been caught yet. I'm April Atmansky.
I'm Justin the Clue.
And I'm Colin Cunningham.
And remember, there's no such thing as a bad movie.
We're ghosts.
Ooh.
No such thing as a bad ghost?
Yeah. Wait, you don't believe in ghosts, Colin? What about aliens?
Oh, them I believe in, yeah.